Hello, welcome to SoonerCare, Oklahoma's Medicaid program. The videos posted here provide directions and additional information to help you complete an application for enrollment. Online enrollment is an easy way to connect you to the healthcare resources available to you. In general, online enrollment offers coverage to Oklahomans who meet specific financial and non-financial criteria. OHCA and online enrollment serve parents, children, and others for limited benefits. Before we get started, be sure that you are using web browser Internet Explorer 8 or higher, or the latest versions of Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, or Safari to be able to fill out the online application. Applicants need several pieces of information to complete the online application. We recommend that you have the following available: names, birthdays, and social security numbers of those living in the household, address, and mailing address if different, phone number, email address, household tax information, income, earned and unearned income will be required for all household members, expenses, and proof of verification of citizenship and alien status. To access the application, click the Apply for Benefits icon. The application process begins with the Rights and Responsibilities page. On this page, you may also choose your preferred language, English or Spanish, for completing the application. Please be aware that if you change your language selection while you are entering information, for example, in the middle of the page, that page will be reset. That means that the information will be lost and you must re-enter the information for all fields. The option to change the language is available on every page throughout the application. Please read all of the rights and responsibilities and select I agree to the terms. If you do not agree to these terms, you will not be able to continue with the application. The next step is to create the user account if you do not already have one. Follow the guidelines on the page to create a user ID and password. There are two options for creating an account: create a new account and create an account using a PIN. If you already have an account, you may simply log on from this page. After you create the usernames and passwords, you can save the applications as you work on them and return to them where you left off. Just remember, saving an application does not submit the application. Failing to submit your application means your eligibility for SoonerCare benefits cannot be determined. Step 1 begins with a collection of information for the primary person or the head of household. The primary person is usually the adult, parent, or guardian in the home and must be at least 15 years old. List this person first on the application. Please be sure that the primary person's information is complete and correct. Those details cannot be changed online after they reach our system, even if you make changes on the screen. For further assistance, you must contact the SoonerCare helpline at 800-987-7767 or 711/TDD. When the primary person's information is complete, you may enter all remaining household members and contacts affecting the application one by one. Before moving on, let me explain some common features you'll see throughout the application beginning at this page. Fields marked with asterisks mean that the information asked for is required. Blue text points out additional information in the form of drop-down menus or links. And you'll see the plus icon when there is an option to expand information. Dynamic questions, meaning responses to questions, may pop up additional selections for you to complete. For example, if an applicant selects female for gender and declares she is over age 10, the system automatically asks her to indicate if she is pregnant. If an applicant is pregnant, this will add additional pregnancy questions to the application process. Adding a newborn child aged 3 months or younger to the application will also trigger additional questions. Next, tell us which benefits you are interested in by checking the appropriate box. You may notice that the request for SoonerCare or help paying with health insurance is automatically selected for children and pregnant women. Any household members wanting to apply for SoonerCare, Insure Oklahoma, and SoonerPlan should make sure all requests are checked. Any household member not wanting to apply for SoonerCare will need to uncheck the request. Step 1 continues with the collection of the household's contact information. At this point, you may choose to receive English or Spanish notices from OHCA related to your healthcare coverage. You may also provide contact information for an authorized representative if you have one. The authorized representative may be a family member, attorney, hospital, social worker, or any other person chosen to act on behalf of the household. Next, create a user ID and password following the guidelines shown on the page. Also, it is important to register with an email address that has not been used for any other SoonerCare account. Now, select Security Questions and Answers. These help to ensure that your account information remains private. It is very important to choose questions and answers that most people won't know. You should now see a confirmation that your account has been successfully created. Next, you must log on to the account. Before continuing, you must check the email used to create the account. Open the email sent by okhca.org to get the registration code required to log on. Enter the code to complete registration. After logging back in, you can continue with the application. At this point in Step 1, when the primary person's information is complete, you may enter all remaining household members and contacts affecting the application, one by one, if applicable. If there are no additional household members, select the No, everyone in the household is listed above option and continue with the application. Once you enter all of the household members, complete the Household Questions section. This information is required. It is important to accurately identify household relationships. The online enrollment application collects relationship information for all household members. Use the drop-down menu to see relationship options. You must indicate the marital status and spouse for each household member age 16 and older. And, for children under the age of 19, you must indicate if they have a parent living in the home. If the parent is not listed, you can add his or her name by clicking the blue link, Add the parent to the household. If the parent is not home, select No and a reason for their absence. More information will be requested for children who have no parents in the household. Please answer all of the questions asked. After all information has been entered, click Next. The sibling relationship page opens when there is more than one child on the application and at least one child has no parents in the household. If this applies, please make your selections and then press Next. Finally, verify that your household information is correct. By clicking Yes, you are now ready for Step 2 of online enrollment. In Step 2 of the online enrollment process, we collect tax filer and filing status for all household members. Depending on the selection made, you may be asked if any of the listed household members will be claimed as a dependent on a tax return. Tax dependents who don't live in the home may be added at this time by clicking the Add a Tax Dependent Not in the Household link. Step 3 collects income information. Here you will answer questions about money received from employment and other sources by household members. Fill out the required information for each household member who is old enough to work. Check the box in front of each person's name that is employed or self-employed. Employment details are needed for all jobs of each person who is employed. If a person has more than one employer, click the Add Another Job to enter that information. Additional information will be collected on another page for those who are self-employed. Next, add your taxable income and remaining employment information. An employer information validation window will display after you complete this section. Please check that the information you entered is correct. Click OK to move on to the next screen. Step 3 continues with collecting information on other sources of income for the household. Examples of this type of income appear at the top of the page. You must provide details for each household member who receives income from a source other than employment. This page shows examples of additional sources of other income you may select for each household member. Please note that tribal gaming income falls under the Other Counted Unearned Income Not Described Above selection. Step 4 collects information for deductible expenses. A deductible expense is one you can subtract from your taxable gross income. These expenses also lower the amount of taxes you pay. An example of deductible expenses is student loan interest. The process for entering the household member's deductible expenses is similar to the previous section you completed. Please select the expenses that apply to each household member. Domestic production activity is now a countable expense. This is listed on line 35 of your 1040 tax form, if it applies. Step 5 collects health insurance information for all household members. This includes any health insurance coverage from an employer's plan, a spouse's employer's plan, or private plan. There are many types of plans and coverages, and they should all be listed. The only type of insurance that should not be listed are SoonerCare and Insure Oklahoma. If a household member already receives SoonerCare or Insure Oklahoma, they should not be listed in the health insurance section. Please provide all required details regarding health insurance. It is important to identify all household members having the type of coverage selected. If a household member has more than one health insurance, the same details may be entered on another page. Simply select the blue Add More Insurance link. OHCA also collects Medicare information in the health insurance step. If no one in the household receives Medicare, select the No Radio button to move on. After completing steps 1 through 5, please take a moment to review all of the information entered up to this point in the application. This is your opportunity to make any necessary changes. To make changes on the review page, click on the plus sign next to each household member's name to access their information. The blue links to change that information now becomes available for selection. Again, it is important to review all of the information carefully. Be sure to look over each section of the review page. The next several slides show the information that will display as the applicant scrolls down the review page. The Medicare section is the final piece of information to review. When all the information is correct, click No More Changes. Next, the information that was entered into the application is processed to determine which household members may be eligible for benefits. It will also determine what coverage they may be eligible for. Processing may take a few minutes. Please do not refresh or close your browser. Before we reach the final step, some household members may need to provide more information about their citizenship and identity. If this information has been verified previously for a household member, he or she should not have to provide it again. Complete the information for the household member listed on the page. Household members under the age of 16 who have not already had their citizenship and identity verified require additional information. This section allows a parent or other individual to attest to the identity of the child, but it does not verify citizenship. If any additional documentation is needed to verify citizenship or identity for any household member, a message will display on the application results page. Directions for submitting that information will also display on the My Benefits page. We now have reached step 8, which means it's time to submit the application. To continue, you must indicate that you have read the rights and responsibilities. Also, the person responsible for completing the application information must provide an electronic signature. If an applicant is approved for benefits that require a primary care provider selection, the Provider Selection module appears. All members who are required to select a provider are listed on the Provider Selection page. The search automatically sets to 5 miles from the new member's address, but extends to a maximum of 45 miles if needed. If a different provider is needed or wanted, click the PCP search link on the Provider Selection page. From here, the new SoonerCare member can expand the search by a variety of criteria. The Provider Details window opens after a provider is selected. Here you have access to additional information. Make sure that you're aware of any PCP restrictions before making your selections. For example, the PCP shown here has an age restriction of 0 to 20 years. After a selection is saved, the primary care provider and effective dates will appear next to that member's name. Follow the same steps for each member listed. After all members have selected a PCP, click the Next button. After the PCPs are saved, you are taken to the My Benefits page. Because online enrollment processes in real time, you can now see the eligibility status for each household member. For those who have been denied, a message displays with the reason for the denial. If any enrollment information needs to be verified, it lists on this page along with the date it is due. The My Benefits page also provides information on how to submit necessary verification documents. Applicants have 3 ways to submit required proof of information: by mail, by uploading a document, or by delivering the document in person to an agency partner's office. Before uploading any documents, be sure that they are first saved to your computer. Click Browse to find the documents on the computer. Acceptable document formats include the following: PDF, JPEG, GIF, TIFF, PNG, and bitmap. Incorrectly formatted documents will return an error message. Click Open after selecting the document. Click Upload to attach the document to the application. If there are any other documents to upload, click Browse and follow the same steps. When all documents are uploaded, click Close. You'll receive a confirmation message showing which documents uploaded successfully. If any applicant is eligible for SoonerCare benefits, a section for the health condition assessment appears on the My Benefits page. While taking the health condition assessment is not required, answers to the questions may provide the member with additional services they need. To take the health condition assessment, simply click the link. The My Benefits page also provides information about other programs the member may be interested in. Click the plus sign next to the program title to learn more and get contact information. Click Log Off to close the application. To return to the application from the www.mysoonercare.org website, select Login Now. Then, log in with your user ID and password when prompted. Once you log back in, you are able to complete an application as well as review or update any information you need. Logging back in allows members to complete an unfinished application as well as review or change any previously entered information. This ends our tutorial on how to apply for SoonerCare through online enrollment. Should you need assistance or have any questions after watching this video, please contact us at 1-800-987-7767 Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.